Welcome to Sippin with Maria and Tika G, where we do not talk about religion, politics, or celebrities. We feel like there's enough vlogs, and other podcasts that talk about that stuff. Now, before we get started, I would like to take the time to say thank you to our sponsor, Anchor, our listeners, and guests for a wonderful season. Thank you, and please take the time between seasons to listen to all our episodes. I promise you will not be disappointed. The guests that we had on the show were awesome. Each guest had a story to tell. Starting with episode 1, Kimberly gave Sippin with Maria and Tika G the exclusive about her secret life. Episode 2, April Ballard told us the truth about her past and her present. Episode 3, Nita Black and Bobby Blaze schooled us about the different types of Mary Jane. Episode 4, we had Kendra Nicole talk about her personal issues and how she overcame them. Episode 5, we had Kalisha, Tomeka, and Crystal. In this episode, we talked with Kalisha Mitchell, who is the founder and CEO of the Brighter Side to ASD, which is a nonprofit organization that works with individuals with autism. Tomeka Gatlin is the volunteer coordinator for Brighter Side to ASD. Her job is to organize events and much more. Crystal Boyd talked about the story along with Kalisha Mitchell about the challenges of raising a child with autism. Episode 6, Knowing When to Walk Away, with Corey Peterson. In this episode, Mr. Peterson talked about a toxic relationship that he felt trapped in but managed to walk away at the end. Episode 7, The Journey of Richard Blank. Mr. Blank talks about business, building skills, and much, much more. Mr. Blank is also the CEO of the Costa Rica call centers. Episode 8 and 9, it's the Family Secrets, part 1 and 2, where Dana tells all and talks about the trauma she had as a child after her favorite cousin left Savannah, who is also her best friend. Now, this is the exciting part that I wanted to tell y'all about. Episode 1, with Kimberly the Boss, had 100 plays. Episode 3, Nita Black and Bobby Blaze, also had 100 plays. Episode 7, with Richard Blank, had 90 plays. Episode with Kalisha, which was episode 5 with Kalisha, Tomeka, and Crystal, had a total of 50 plays. Y'all had the highest plays for season 2. So give yourself a hand. It was awesome. The reviews were great. Also, please remember Sippin with Marie and Tika G are looking for the guests to be on the show. If you are interested, you may leave us a voicemail or fill out a guest request on our website at www.sippinwithmariaandtikag.com. Again, that's www.sippinwithmaria, the number 3, Tika G, TIKAGEE.com. To leave a voicemail, just click on the microphone in the lower right-hand corner. Stay tuned for season 3. Tika, would you like to go ahead and introduce the guest that's here back for the union?
I am so excited for tonight.
Yes, episode 10.
Episode 10, the end of season 2. Can you believe it, Maria?
Yeah. No, I can't. It actually went by pretty fast. It went by pretty fast. I was like, wait a minute, this is the end of season 2, because I thought I was behind at one time. So yes.
Right. So tonight we have some of our favorite guests. We have Tomeka Gatlin, and we have Mr. Richard Blank.
Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for
Happy
coming.
to be here.
Yes. So what was your favorite episodes, Mr. Blank? I know you listened to it before you came on the show yourself. Or what did you like about the show for this for season 2, since you're just coming in? What did you like about the show? What did you enjoy about the show?
You and Tika, I thought you two were incredible. First, you feel like my best friends. You're straight shooters. You call the balls and the strikes, but you also laugh and have a really good time. So our 2-hour interview just flew by. It was way too much fun. And I'm so happy to be here tonight as well. So if anything, it's a testament towards not only our relationship on and off the air, but the fact that I support you ladies and what you do so much. And I'm so proud of the work you've done. So happy to be a guest here tonight.
Thank you so much, Mr. Blank. I really appreciate that. Tameka, I know you have also listened to all the episodes. Thank you for being a trooper, a true listener. What was the best thing that you liked about season 2, other than the episode that you were in?
Want to say the episode I was in? It's like, no. No, I really like actually the Kimberly's one, because she was just so true, giving her true stuff to everybody, and some people are not that open, so it kind of gives me a different perspective of it. Like, well, you know what, hey, I have to do me, and don't you worry about what nobody else has to say, and be open about whatever I'm doing if I want to. So that really helped open different eyes. In the other episode that we had, 420 was funny listening to them, because they made me feel like I've been out of the loop for a long time, and it was just too many different names for everything that they were talking about. I was like, this is too confusing. Just give me the regular.
Right? Just give me the regular weed. What the hell is Zale and Zay and Za and, well, actually, Zay, Za, and I think Zay and Za, that's all I remember, are trademarks. Those are names that those two came up with. So those are, so if anybody used those names, it's trademark. So those are names that, they was Mr. Blank. I don't know if you heard that episode, the 420 episode. I always say 4020, but the 420 episode with Mita Black and Bobby Blaze was definitely hilarious. I learned some things. I learned a lot.
I'm sure Cheech and Chong had to learn some things as well.
Yes, they did.
Exactly.
Yes, they did. Tika, you over there quiet. What was your favorite episode, or of the show for season 2?
The season 2, it was, I would say Corey. Corey has a way of really telling stories, describing how he felt in different moments of his life, and I think that him telling his story and really being able to explain what was going on at the time and what he wants to do in the future or what he's thinking about doing, I really think that it really caused a lot of listeners to think about how they want to proceed with certain situations in their life.
I'm gonna be honest, with season 2, for me, my favorite was Hard. It wasn't like season 1. I think everybody loved Dana for season 1, about the family and the relationships with the relationship. So Dana was like number 1. Her story was number 1 for season 1. For this season 2, I liked all of them, to be honest. But the ones that's more memorable, like you, Tameka, Kimberly's story was definitely great, because one, we got the exclusive. So she chose to come out on Sippin with Maria and Tika G. She did the same thing that Mr. Blank did. She contacted me. She's like, I listened to the podcast. I want to be on the show. So I appreciate you, Kimberly the Ball. Shout out to you. Sorry she's not here today for the reunion. Also, April's story. April's story made me cry.
Yes, it really did. I was like, oh my God, are you serious? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. What she went through, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. If you haven't heard April's story, that's episode 2 on season 2. If you listen to that story, I advise you to have some tissue. It's a sad story that helped her make her a better person at the same time. Episode 4, Kendra Nicole, her story was also good, when she was talking about her personal issues and how she used to fight on her significant other, not because they were putting their hands on her, but just because that's who she was, and how she, her mother is what helped her get over that. Another one of my favorite episodes was episode 5 with Miss Kalisha, Crystal, and Tamika was on. When we talked about autism. People don't talk about that enough. And it's sad but true that, guess who's here? Hi, Dana. Dana just came in, y'all. They don't talk about autism enough, and some people don't even know what that is. So, Tamika, that's more of your topic, autism, with you being in that organization. Correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of people don't know what autism is, and they really don't, and if they do know, they really don't talk about it. Am I right or wrong?
Well, you're right. A lot of people don't know. Still to this day, even with everything and the resources that are out there, some people just shy away from it because it's not the norm. So definitely, that's why we're always trying to fight, like, to, have people to understand that although they are classified have autism, they're still normal people. They still love the same way we do. They still feel the same way we do. They understand. They're super smart. Like, they're cool people to be around. Like, so yeah, a lot of people do not know.
Okay. Also, the next episode was the same episode that Tika said she liked, which was Corey, knowing when to walk away. Corey is a great storyteller. He is, and Tika will agree with me with that. He's a great storyteller. When he talks, you want to listen. I don't know if it's his voice that helps also, but he's a great storyteller. His story made me tear up a little bit as well, because there's nothing worse than being in a relationship with someone that you think that loves you, that's in love with you, to find out this whole time that they're disrespecting you behind your back and making you look like a stranger, or look like an animal, or look like a monster, make it seem like you're doing all of this stuff that you're not doing. I'm glad that Corey was able to get out of that situation, or he handled it the way he did. Do anybody have any comments about that? About episode 6, knowing when to walk away with Corey? Nobody? Okay. Now, the journey with Mr. Richard Blank, when how he left when he was in his 20s to go to Costa Rica, and he came out to be the CEO of the Costa Rica call centers. That was also very informative and educational. I enjoyed that episode as well. Again, like I said, I really don't have one favorite episode for season 2. I pretty much liked all of them. It was not like season 1 where it was easy for me to pick out one. I liked all of them. Not only did April's story make me tear up, Dana's story made me tear up too. If you heard the story, Tamika, Tika, Mr. Blank, feel free to comment about those 2 episodes, the Family Secrets Part 1 and 2, when she told all and talked about her trauma and what she went through. How did you feel about that, Tamika? Tika, I'm sorry.
I felt that a lot of listeners were going to be able to think about what's going on in their own families, and listen to what she said in regards to communication and how she's choosing herself, choosing to not only forgive, but knowing that she can't control others, and that you can't control who you were born, what family you're born into, and what things happen, and that those things were not her fault. And I think that the listeners needed to know, that a lot of things have happened in my family and they were not my fault.
Right. Well, Dana is actually here. She just came in. Dana? Is she here? Dana?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I'm sorry. We were just talking about going over your episodes of 8 and 9 with your family secrets, and how you overcame the situation. You won't hear when I went over the episodes, but episode 8 and 9, of course, Family Secrets Part 1 and 2 is where you talk about the trauma you had as a child after your favorite cousin left Savannah, who's also your best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, me and Dana are cousins, and the cousin she's talking about is me. So for those, when she says Tika, she's talking about me. For those of you who don't know, that's the secret. The cat is out the bag. I'm Tika. I'm the cousin that she's talking about in her stories. I'm going to tell my story one day, but not today. It'll be told one day, just not today. Tika, is there anything that you would like to talk about? Any episodes that you would like to go over for the reunion?
I guess also with Richard Blank, to be able to talk about the business aspect of things and his journey in business, because as business owners ourselves, Maria.
Yes.
And me and you, yeah. So we, it's good to know what leads you into business and how to maintain a business. And I think that it was very informative.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, and very cut and dry to the point where people can understand. Maybe somebody listened to the episode and said, you know what, I might want to start something now.
Right. And Mr. Blank was very informative.
Yeah.
He gave out some very great information. I had to get my pencil out. Mr. Blank, do you have any new information for us today for us to write down?
Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for mentioning that. I have learned something being an owner of a company, that you do have leverage. You can always hire, fire, or make or break somebody. And so it should be humbling for the fact that somebody wants to come and add wind in your sails, and you're only as good as the people that support you. And so for me, it's so important to make sure they have their dignity and that you show empathy and that they're just not treated like a number or a robot, that these are investments and these individuals should be given delegation so they can grow within your company. So it's very important for me to see how high and how far these individuals can fly with me. So I'm always their biggest fan, always putting wind in their sails.
Awesome. Well, I have a story to tell. So I'm an independent contractor. And I get different contracts for different jobs. And I am learning that I don't even know what to call them. The people that are doing these 1099 jobs are getting lazy. And what I mean by getting lazy is the training. They don't even train you no more. What they're doing is sending you links to videos and you train yourself. I done had 5 contracts do that to me. You train yourself. They send you these videos. You look at these videos. You train yourself, and then you go out on the floor. I don't agree with that. I feel like just because you're a contractor doesn't mean that you're going to be able to go through and just do it. You still need that training. And I'm glad you don't do that, Mr. Blank. But there's
ethically, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that, Maria. You know perfectly well somebody would feel threatened by it, unprepared, and they probably wouldn't want to do it. Right,
and I don't. It's a lot of contracts that I have gotten that they don't train you. They just send you the links and you train yourself. So people be mindful of that. If you're cool with that, then go for it. But me personally, I want the proper training before I go to work.
Don't you want something custom made?
Right.
You want to make it unique and to see where somebody shines, and then you can expand on that. So I think you're eliminating so many ways to have somebody feel comfortable, contribute, and grow.
Exactly. But they're just giving you videos and you watch the videos and you go from there. That's
why you pass on the opportunity, Maria.
I did. I'm like, what? And that's not the first contract that I've gotten like that. I've gotten several contracts like that. And it just gives me a headache. It really does.
Sure.
So, also, what
Also, to chime in, excuse me,
go ahead.
to chime in on that as well, to be an actual employer, employee, excuse me, of that type of company, I tried it, and you're right, I did not like it whatsoever. The customer service aspect, we have a lot of people that's within the customer service, field, but they're forgetting the whole aspect of working customer service. We don't have that anymore. With everything that's going on, you have so much that's going digital, a lot of people that's working from home, but you come in contact with a lot of these people that are working from home, and they are lazy, and they forget about the whole aspect of customer service. It's just crazy. What you think, Dee?
What do you think, Mr. Blank, in regards to what was just said?
Well, thank you, Tika. I couldn't agree with Dana more. I mean, she's spot on 100%, but we discussed this on our first podcast. We were raised a certain way by our parents and grandparents to, once again, have courtesy and manners. And so if people are not extending that sort of service to people, that's on them. They have the same couple minutes to speak to somebody. They could be a lot more attentive, show more active listening, and give that little better service. So to me, not saying that they're lazy, maybe they weren't prepared, maybe someone didn't show them the way, but Dana, all of us are trying our best to show people the correct way to do it. Eventually, it will come around. And so sometimes it's almost like a mirror. Maybe if they listen to their own recordings and they hear it in their own voice, they'll realize that they could sound better. And so I believe that self-reflection is the best way for self-improvement. So you could almost give them the guilt, like I do the Philly guilt. I go, listen, you're better than that. And also you're out of character. You were much better last week. So I can almost call them out on it. And they do know better. There's a certain way to straighten your tie and to sit up straighter and to be much more polite. I couldn't agree with you more.
You know what I don't like? I don't like when, I'm not going to say the name of the company, but I used to work at this job, and corporate came to the job and tried to tell us how to do a job that they didn't know how to do. We had to tell them how to do the job. So they came in to tell us how to do the job. So we told them like this. We explained to them what was wrong and why we couldn't meet our quota because of ABCD. So we did a bet with them. So the bet was, if y'all can do the quota, we buy y'all lunch. If y'all can't, y'all gotta buy us lunch. They couldn't even do it. They didn't even know where to put the stuff at. Me personally, as a boss, I don't have my employees do nothing that I won't do myself. And that's a big flag for me. How are you gonna tell me to sweep the floor if you don't even pick up a broom yourself? You know what I'm saying? How are you gonna tell me to do something when you don't even know how to do it yourself? And then you're gonna send me a video? So it's a little, it can be challenging, very, very challenging, but I am definitely seeking out other contracts. I actually did get a good offer from another contract, so I'm gonna go with that one versus the one that sent me the video and basically was like, well, you just go from here, and the video wasn't even 10 minutes long. So, Mr. Blank. So, Dana,
yes.
I really, really want to appreciate everybody for coming on the show today. I wish everybody could have came on the show, but the ones that did show up, I really appreciate it. Mr. Blank, I know you said you had something to do. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about before we end the show?
The only thing I want to say is don't stop. Keep your momentum. And I cannot wait to see more of your episodes. But It's a pleasure to meet your other guests with Tomeka and Dana. I
Thank
think
you,
water
thank
seeks
you.
its own level. So the fact that all of us come together and have the same sort of goals, which is once again supporting your show as you support us.
Thank you,
I think
thank
it's a
you.
beautiful community that we're building here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank
Tamika,
you.
yes. Season 3, I don't want to talk too much, but oh man, season 3, we got a surprise. We got some surprises for our listeners. Especially have a surprise for you, Mr. Blank. We'll talk about that at a later time. But we have surprises for our listeners. Y'all gonna really. Season 3 is gonna be great, awesome. That's all I can say. I'm not gonna say too much. Season 3 is definitely gonna be. It's gonna get better as we go on. But season 3, we're bringing in new things. I'm gonna put it like that. New things, new little something.
Yes, and it's going to be exactly what everyone needs. Just like season 1 was what everyone needed, season 2 is what everyone needed. Season 3 is going to be more advanced.
Yes, more advanced. Like us, follow us. We're on Twitter. Twitter is Maria_Tika. We're on Instagram at Sippin with Maria and Tika G. We're on Facebook at Sippin with Maria and Tika G. Our website, www.sippingwithmaria3 Tika, TIKAGEE.com. Again, you can leave us a voicemail by clicking on the microphone in the lower right hand corner. You can register up there. Hey, like, I'm just so excited. I'm trying to hold my tears back.
Yes. This has been an exciting journey.
Yes.
And before we go, I just want to say one thing to Tomeka. I had a parent that thanked me for the episode that you're on and discuss autism. So I just wanted to tell you that
that's good. We get to reach somebody. That's awesome.
Yes.
And I like to thank y'all for having us on the show. And I'm so proud of y'all that y'all have done y'all thing with coming out with this show and talking about topics that we don't get to talk about that often and relating to the everyday normal person. And like you said, we don't need no more of the celebrity, none of that stuff, whatever. We do definitely got enough blogs for that or whatever. So I'm just glad that that you invited us on the show. I'm glad to be a part of your show, and I'm glad that y'all were, just thought to just do this. I just really think that y'all doing an awesome job.
Well, thank you,
Tameka.
Thank you. Season 3 gonna be the bomb.com, and we would like to have all of you back on the show again. I'm like, when I say I'm so excited about season 3, I have already started doing a little something. We got a little something extra for y'all. Something extra for y'all. Let's see.
Just a little something.
Yeah, I love something. Season 3 would definitely be within a month or so. So while y'all are waiting for season 3, if you have not listened to season 1 and season 2, please go listen to it. Leave your comments. Again, you can leave a voicemail. If you don't want to go to the website, you can also listen to us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google. Just Google us, baby. We all over. Again, thank you for listening to Sippin with Maria and Tika G, where we do not talk about celebrities, religion, or politics, none of that stuff. We are here every Thursday at 8 p.m. Again, this is episode 10, the end of season 2. Season 3 will be coming soon. Thank you again. Stay blessed.